Hello friends, and welcome back to my crafty space. My name is Crystal, and in today's video, I am going to put together the first of my Story Kit Crush projects using a newer story kit, and in this case, the Care Story Kit for this month. This month, I was originally planning to crush the Delight Story Kit from Ali Edwards, which was the kit that was released in December of 2021. But because of shipping delays, I actually don't even have that kit yet to work with. So instead of not doing anything this month for a newer story kit, what I decided to do was to go back into some of my previously planned out stories and to get a bunch of those completed. In the fall of 2021, our family moved. And so during that time of moving, I was still planning out stories and I was still sorta doing some story kit crushing by telling at least the number of stories as weeks in the month. So if there were 4 weeks, I did 4 stories and whatnot like that. But I tend to plan out a lot more stories than just the 4. So I had a whole handful of care stories still to tell, and also a handful of teach stories still to tell. So what I'm going to do this month is, instead of crushing Delight, I'm actually pulling back out both Care and Teach, and I'm going to work my way through the rest of the stories for both of those kits. This week and next week on Friday, you are going to see a layout using the Care Story Kit. Then the third week, or the third Friday in February, you're going to see a Teach story using the Teach Story Kit. The last Friday of the month is going to be a recap on all of the stories that I completed using both Care and Teach this month, and I might actually pull out all of the projects I did in the past as well, just to give you a grand bird's eye view of all the different types of layouts and stories that you can tell with these 2 kits. So that should give you lots of different ideas for stories to tell, layout designs, and ways to use your product if these are kits that you have in your stash. So let's go ahead and get into today's story. Today I'm working on a 12 by 12 layout where I have a large photo that I've printed at 6 inches by 12 inches of our family. This photo was actually taken in the holiday season for kind of like a Christmas photo shoot, but there's nothing in it that signifies it as actual Christmas. So I thought, why not take this one, print it in black and white in a photo enlargement, and use this as kind of a currently type of photo, since this is one of the more current photos I have of all 4 of us in our family. So I have this large photo that I'm planning to use the acrylic piece on down here that says Care. And one of the other things that I really like to do when I'm working with story kits is use some of the products, like the clusters of products. For example, a cluster of these vellum hearts, all on one page. So what I thought I could do was take 5 of the vellum hearts and layer them, and I'm not sure exactly where everything goes. It all has a place here somewhere, which I will figure that out here in just a second. But I want to use these hearts as almost bullet points for my journaling. So I had pre-created a template for myself, and the varying spots of where the journaling starts is because the hearts that go in those spots may be closer or further away. Like this one might go here and whatnot. I just got to figure that out. So I'm going to go ahead and attach these onto the side as bullet points. I cut a piece of this older Paige Evans pattern paper to use in between the photo and the journaling, just as a break for the eye. And then the rest of it's going to be really easy, pretty much just sticking it down and putting it in place. But this is a tip that I definitely have for you. If you are working in a story kit and you have a collection of a similar type of item, whether that is a vellum heart or circle chipboard, or maybe it's a whole bunch of what are they called? Cork hearts or cork asterisks, those types of things. Challenge yourself to see how you can use all of them or most of them on the same layout. And you might be surprised at what kinds of layout designs you're able to come up with. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into this layout for today. I'm going to go ahead and put you on fast forward. This isn't going to take me very long, so I'll just talk you through the quick process here, and then we'll come back to real time. I'll read my journaling for you, and then we'll call this layout done. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, friends, so to get started with my layout today, first I'm going to work on the photo side of this layout, and then we'll save the hearts as the last portion. So I needed to cut off the marketing strip at the top portion of the pink paper there, and really, I probably didn't need to bring over my trimmer to do that. I probably could have just cut that off by hand, but whatever, it is what it is. So I cut off the marketing portion, added a bit of adhesive to the side of, or to one side of the pattern paper, and then stuck down my photo on top of that where I could just have like 1/4 of an inch poking out from the side. Then I took my double-sided adhesive and put that around the perimeter of the photo as well as down the center of the photo. Just since this is a large photo that I'm sticking down onto a canvas, I want to make sure that it all stays down and there's not any bubbling or anything like that underneath. To attach this onto the layout, I first took the backing off of one side of the photo and then stuck it down where I wanted it to go. Once I had it positioned right, I could then take off the backing of all the rest of the pieces and officially press down the adhesive for the entire thing. That just helps me so that if I don't place it in the exact right place, that I'm not trying to rip up an entire back of adhesive. Once I have the photo on there, next I'm going to create the title piece. I took the plastic word there, which I misspoke at the beginning and called it acrylic. It's not acrylic, it's plastic. So I took the plastic word care and used my tiny attacher to staple it onto the photo, and then used a chipboard piece underneath that to help not only add some additional context, but to also help hold down the word a little bit more. You can see how it's layered just slightly over the tail part of the A and over the bottom part of the E, so that it does help to hold that care piece in place on my photo. Once I had that done, I then wanted to go ahead and add all of my hearts as the bullet points on the edge of the page. For this, I first needed to figure out which ones went where based on the titles, and then to attach them on there, I use my tiny attacher and I'm adding one staple to one side and one staple to the other, and then having most of those hearts interact with the edge, and then finishing this off by just cutting off the portions that do interact with the edge. The last thing I'm going to do is add my date for the day I created this layout. I need to go back and add the date for when the journaling would have taken place, and then called this one done. All right, friends, well, that completes my layout for today. See what I mean? That did not take very long at all, just basically attaching things onto the page. I hope you enjoyed seeing this layout come together, and if you did, I would love a thumbs up on this video down below, and also be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already so you can catch all of my future crafty videos. Now let's go ahead and read the journaling for this story. It is a bit on the longer side, so bear with me here for just a second. And I did use the hearts slightly as journaling prompts to help me with a jumping off point for what I wanted to say. So this first one, the heart says, I care about this. And what I said was, I care about spending time with my family during the holiday season. That's what this time of year is all about. I want to be sure to focus my time and energy as much as possible on the people I love. I care about making this season special for the kids, especially with things looking so grim around us. I care about trying to stay positive as best I can when things feel heavy. Then I've got handle with care next. I've been in a really bad headspace lately and I'm struggling to come back out of it. I think I expected this season to be a little slower, maybe a bit more like last year, but instead it has felt so packed it's hard to breathe. A lot of that is my own doing, with not feeling totally settled in the new house, pressing pause on getting anything situated, and focusing on my business and my projects. It has left me feeling like things are unfinished, and that is weighing heavily on my shoulders lately. I'm going to pause right here just to say this. When I did my journaling for this project, I did this from the mindset of December. So a lot of this is not current to right now. This was my currently feeling layout for the time when we took our holiday photos, if that makes sense. So it is journaling that I have done recently, but it is about my feelings and what was currently happening back in December. Okay, so let's go back. I've got don't care. I'm trying to let go of some of the heaviness for the sake of still finding joy in this season. I'm letting go of bottling it all up and talking with people around me in the hopes that being vulnerable can help me get out of the funk. I'm sharing more of my journaling with the One Little Word community and expressing my feelings to Aaron, feelings of being disconnected and a strong desire to pull back together again. Talking has felt really good. And I have self-care. I'm going to spend some time at the start of next year developing some better self-care routines. I know a large part of why I ended up feeling the way I do is because I haven't been prioritizing my own care. I want to form routines for sleeping and waking earlier. I want to create systems for tracking and taking better care of our life, emails, finances, house care, and I want to learn to take breaks. And then I have taking care of you. In addition to learning how to better care for myself, I also want to work on giving better care to my family. I want to look into ways that Aaron and I can spend quality time together. Perhaps that is initiating a regular game night or going on monthly dates or having family meetings to get us back on the same page. I want to spend more time with the kids actively engaged with them. I'd like their time at home to not be as screen-filled and to be more family-filled. I want to break out the art supplies, build puzzles, play games, and share all the laughter we possibly can. I want 2022 to be much more focused on care and connection. So like I said, that is journaling about my feelings, kind of where I was at back in December. I am now putting this layout together at the end of January, and I can tell you that even 1 month later, I feel so much better than I did back then. I have been making some effort to put work away at least one day a week to not touch anything to do with work or social media and to just focus on the family. And, it just has felt a lot better to get back into a good groove again when it comes to like home life and family life and work life and all of that. And I know that things are a roller coaster ride that we have an ebb and a flow, but right now just kind of feels like an ebb. It feels nice. It feels good. All right, friends. Well, that is going to be it for me for today. I am going to be here again next Friday with another Care Story Kit Crush project. And then on Mondays, I am crushing the Breathe Story Kit. So if that is one that you have in your stash, definitely go and check out those videos to get ideas on how to use your Breathe Story Kit. That is that. In the comments, let me know, what is a way that you are focusing on you? How are you taking care of yourself so far this year? Did you have a similar epiphany to me last year? And if you did or if you didn't, just tell me some ways that you are taking care of yourself right now. All right, friends. Well, until next time, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Enjoy the weekend ahead, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye, friends.